Okay, so who hasn't laid in bed in the middle of the night like, am I ever gonna fall asleep? Or felt that, like, stress in your chest when you have a ton of work to do? We're always told to be productive and get so much done, but, like, what about our poor nervous systems? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
what if the key to being calmer and more well-rested was, like, in our gut? That's
Right.
what we're looking
Yeah.
at today. So we have these marketing materials for PhytoPower-C, and they claim that it can harness this gut-brain connection to, like, manage stress and help you sleep better.
Interesting.
I don't know about you, but, like, every time I hear something is a miracle cure, I'm like, is this real? So today we're taking a look at PhytoPower-C.
Yeah.
Okay, so PhytoPower-C is based on this idea that what's going on in your gut can directly impact how you deal with stress and how well you sleep. And they claim to do this with probiotics, that good bacteria we're always hearing about.
Right.
And it also has other things like lemon balm, which I always think of like relaxing tea, and then glycine and magnesium.
Okay.
Let's bring in our expert to break this down for us.
Yeah, that whole gut-brain connection does sound a little sci-fi, but it's actually a really interesting area of research.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that there are trillions of bacteria in your gut that make up what we call your gut microbiome. I like to think of it like a city with all these microorganisms interacting with each other and influencing your body in ways we're just starting to understand.
So it's not just about digestion.
Nope, not at all.
Hmm.
Your gut microbiome obviously plays a big role in breaking down your food and all that, but it's way more than that. These little microorganisms are in constant communication with your brain, sending signals through your nerves and chemicals.
Wait, so there's like a direct line of communication from my gut to my brain.
It is kind of hard to wrap your head around,
Ah,
and that's where the gut-brain connection comes in. Researchers are figuring out that your gut microbiome can influence your mood and how you respond to stress, your sleep, and even like how well you think.
so like if we could improve our gut health, maybe our stress levels and sleep would be better too.
Totally. And that's where those probiotics you mentioned come in. Probiotics are live microorganisms that can help make your gut microbiome healthier.
So it's like we're giving that good bacteria some extra help.
Exactly. PhytoPower-C uses specific strains of probiotics like Lactobacillus Casei, Lactobacillus Acidophilus, and Bifidobacterium Breve. Each one has its own benefits.
Wow, those sound intense.
Right. But they're like the big names in gut health. Each strain has been studied for its potential benefits for gut health and things like your mood, your response to stress and sleep.
Okay, so let's talk about these probiotic superstars. What's so special about each one?
Well, Lactobacillus casei has been studied for its potential to influence the production of neurotransmitters.
What? Sorry.
Neurotransmitters.
Yeah.
It's fine. Basically, they're your brain's chemical messengers. They're responsible for signals between different parts of your brain, and they play a big role in regulating mood, sleep, and how you respond to stress.
Okay, that makes more sense. So Lactobacillus casei is like the mood booster.
You could say that. It's not a guarantee, but some research suggests it might be helpful. Then you've got Lactobacillus acidophilus, which is like the digestive system's best friend. It helps break down food-absorbed nutrients and keeps the not-so-good bacteria in check.
So Lactobacillus acidophilus makes for a happy gut.
It's a good start.
Hmm.
And last we have Bifidobacterium Breve, which is like the peacekeeper of your gut microbiome. It's been linked to reducing inflammation and supporting a healthy gut lining, which is important for preventing things like leaky gut.
So we've got the mood messenger, the digestive helper, and the peacekeeper. That's an amazing team.
It is.
But how do these bacteria even communicate with our brains? What about the blood-brain barrier?
You're right. The blood-brain barrier is very picky about what gets into your brain. It only lets in the important stuff. While we're still figuring out the specifics, new evidence suggests that a healthy gut microbiome can actually influence the blood-brain barrier.
So a healthy gut microbiome is giving these probiotics a VIP pass to your brain.
That's a great way to put it. It's like your gut microbiome is sending good vibes to your brain, helping to keep those lines of communication open and working their best.
Okay, so maybe there's something to this whole gut-brain connection thing, but the marketing for PhytoPower-C makes a lot of promises, like improved stress response, enhanced production of those short-chain fatty acids you mentioned, better gut-brain pathway function, deeper sleep, and even increased production of those essential neurotransmitters you talked about. Are these real benefits, or is it just really good marketing? It seems like they love the words revolutionary and powerhouse.
It's definitely important to be a little skeptical. While the science behind the gut-brain connection is promising how well any product works, really depends on the person.
So you're saying it's not that these claims are necessarily wrong, but they're probably exaggerating the potential benefits a little.
For sure. It's important to remember that marketing often tries to sell us on quick fixes and miracle cures. But a healthy gut microbiome is just one part of managing stress and sleeping better.
Right. That makes sense. But before we get into those specific claims, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll unpack those marketing promises, figure out what's real and what's hype, and explore how you can support your gut health for better overall well-being. Stay with us. Okay, so we're back and ready to get into the specifics of these PhytoPower-C claims. They talk about everything from better stress response to deeper sleep, but how much of this is legit and how much is just good marketing?
It's a good question. PhytoPower-C highlights some cool possibilities, but
Hmm.
it's important to remember that marketing often plays on our desire for quick and easy solutions.
Right.
Yeah, it's like those ads that are like, lose 10 pounds in a week. It sounds great, but it's
Right.
usually not that simple.
Totally. So let's go through these claims one by one. They talk about enhanced production of short-chain fatty acids. I'm not going to lie, that sounds more like something from my chemistry textbook than something that actually affects me.
I hear you. But short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs, are really interesting. Remember how we talked about gut bacteria being like tiny superheroes? Well, when they break down fiber, the kind you get from fruits, veggies, and whole grains, they release these SCFAs. And these SCFAs are like little firefighters putting out inflammation throughout your body.
So less inflammation means.
It means your gut lining stays healthy, which is important for preventing leaky gut and other digestive issues. But here's the really cool part. Reducing inflammation isn't just good for your gut. It can actually have a positive impact on your entire body. It can potentially ease joint pain, improve your mood, and even boost your brain power.
Wow, that's amazing. So these SCFAs are like the unsung heroes of the gut-brain connection.
Exactly. And while PhytoPower-C does have probiotics that could help with SCA production, it's important to remember that you can't just take a supplement and expect a miracle. You need to feed those good bacteria with a healthy diet full of fiber if you want them to do their thing.
That makes sense. You are what you eat, or I guess in this case, it's more like your gut is what you eat.
Exactly. And speaking of what you eat that actually connects to another claim, PhytoPower-C makes proper gut-brain pathway function. They're basically saying that their product can improve the communication between your gut and brain.
And I'm guessing a healthy diet is a part of that too.
Absolutely. Think of your gut microbiome like a garden. If you don't take care of it, it gets overgrown and out of control. But if you take care of it, providing it with the right nutrients like fiber, it flourishes, and the communication lines between your gut and brain become clear and efficient.
So it's not just about taking a supplement, it's about creating an environment where those good bacteria can thrive.
Exactly. It's all connected.
Okay, so we've talked about inflammation, those awesome SCFAs, and the importance of good communication between our gut and brain. What about sleep? PhytoPower-C seems to be really pushing the whole sleep deeper, wake up refreshed angle.
Yeah, they do highlight the potential sleep benefits of their product, and it's not totally out there.
Yeah.
Remember those neurotransmitters we were talking about earlier, the ones that act like your brain's messengers? Well, some of them, like serotonin and GABA, play a big role in regulating sleep cycles. And guess what? Certain probiotics, like some of the ones in PhytoPower-C, have been studied for their potential to influence the production of these sleep-regulating neurotransmitters.
So there's a chance that taking a probiotic supplement, especially before bed, could lead to better sleep.
It's possible, but it's not as simple as just taking a pill and falling asleep instantly.
Yeah.
Remember, everyone's microbiome is different, and what works for one person might not work for another. Plus, there's so many other things that affect how well you sleep. Your stress levels, your bedtime routine, even the temperature of your bedroom can make a difference.
So while PhytoPower-C might have ingredients that could help you sleep better, it's not a guaranteed solution. It's more about creating a sleep-friendly environment and supporting your body's natural rhythms.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. Now I have to ask about one more claim. They make increased production of those essential neurotransmitters we keep talking about. They make it seem like this product can supercharge your brain chemistry. Is that really possible?
It's important to remember that while there's some research suggesting that certain probiotics might influence neurotransmitter production, it's still a pretty new area of research. We need more studies to fully understand how it all works.
So while it's exciting, we should probably hold off on calling it brain boosting for now.
Exactly. It's important to be cautiously optimistic about these claims. While there's potential, it's important to not get carried away.
That makes a lot of sense. But with all this talk about probiotics and supplements, it's easy to think that we need to buy something to improve our gut health. Is that really true?
That's a great point. While supplements can definitely be helpful in some cases, the foundation of a healthy gut is actually much simpler and cheaper. And that's what we'll talk about next. We'll explore practical, evidence-based ways to nourish your gut, reduce stress, and improve your sleep. No miracle cure is necessary.
So we've been talking a lot about PhytoPower-C and the gut-brain connection, but what are some practical things people can do to improve their gut health without needing supplements?
That's a great question. And the good news is that you don't need anything fancy or expensive to make a difference. It really comes down to the basics, like what you eat, how you manage stress, and even how well you're sleeping.
So it's all connected, just like that gut-brain pathway.
Exactly. Let's start with food, which is like a fuel for all those trillions of bacteria in your gut. Think of your gut microbiome as a garden. If you want it to thrive, you need to give it the right nutrients.
So what kind of things help our gut microbiome thrive?
A diverse diet that's full of fiber is key. Fruits, veggies, whole grains, those are all fantastic for your gut bacteria. They provide that fiber, which helps those little guys produce those short-chain fatty acids we talked about, the ones that fight inflammation and keep things running smoothly.
So basically more salads, less sugar?
Pretty much. And we can't forget about stress. That's a big one for a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Stress can really impact your gut health. When you're stressed out all the time, your body releases hormones like cortisol, which can mess with your gut microbiome and that balance of good and bad bacteria.
So being stressed out is like using weed killer on our good gut bacteria?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
And just like with a garden, it's not about getting rid of all stress that's impossible. It's about finding healthy ways to manage it.
So what are some of your favorite ways to de-stress?
Things like meditation or deep breathing can be really helpful. Even something as simple as going for a walk in nature, listening to music, or hanging out with loved ones can make a big difference. It's about finding what works for you and making it a part of your routine.
It's like giving your nervous system a break, just like getting a good night's sleep.
Mm.
Speaking of sleep, we talked about how PhytoPower-C says it can help people sleep better. But besides supplements, how can people prioritize sleep?
Being consistent is really important. Try to go to bed and wake up around the same time every day, even on the weekends, to help regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. Creating a relaxing bedtime routine can help too, like taking a warm bath, reading a book, or listening to calming music to let your body know it's time to wind down. And make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool to create a good sleep environment.
Those are all great tips. It seems like having a healthy gut, managing stress, and prioritizing sleep are all connected.
Exactly. It's all about taking a holistic approach. You have to think about your body as one big system and make choices that support your overall well-being.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the gut-brain connection, stress, and sleep, what's the main takeaway for our listeners?
I think the most important thing to remember is that while products like PhytoPower-C might offer some benefits, they're not the whole picture. The real magic happens when you start paying attention to your body, feeding it real whole foods, finding healthy ways to cope with stress, and prioritizing restful sleep. It's about making small, manageable changes that add up over time.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought. If your gut could talk, what would it be telling you right now? What's one small thing you can do today to show your gut some love? That's something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of the gut-brain connection. We'll see you next time when I'll be tackling another interesting topic.